Fortress family, this is OP and today I'm going to be talking about Season 0 lineups. This is important because Season 0 is going to be the foundation of your lineups. Now, as I've mentioned before, there are three categories of heroes. So you have your damagers, you have tanks, and you have your support. So I'm going to start faction-wise. So here we have Koba, and I'm only showing you the heroes that are useful in Season 0. The rest, please do not put them on your main lines. So these are her skills. You can check out the skills over there, and she's a 5-skill hero. She's good for Season 0 and Season 1, depending on where you place her. Then we have Rebecca. She is also pretty useful in Season 0. Chihiro as well, she's a good hero for Season 0. Just depends on who you're getting, because Rebecca, Chihiro, they're super easy to get. Benson is a little hard to get. He is also a elite hero, so you'll be using him. If you get him, you'll be using him Season 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, even Season 5 with Hatex. Okay, now if you go to Vindicators next, Blanche is a really good damager. I'm using her in Season 4. I will be dropping her for Season 5. Quinn is pretty good depending on how you use her. She's also used for zombies, but even for mainline, she is a pretty good hero depending on who your other heroes are. Betty, as I mentioned before, she is a tricky hero because her initiative is great. So although she's a DM hero, you can use her in Season 0. I wouldn't use Betty in a main lineup past Season 0. Again, only if you don't have the high quality heroes. Wildlings, we have Kin. He's actually pretty great. People continue using him in Season 1 as well. Marlin, top tier hero. Marlin is great. Then we have Watchers. Laurel, she is an absolute baddie. She's one of my favorite heroes. Her gear, I don't have her gear, but it's pretty great. Kelly, I know a lot of people are using her even in Season 4, Season 5. I personally use her as well. She is amazing. But I feel like when you compare her with the new heroes, also depending on your lineup, she has kind of fallen off. Tanks. We have Bolton for Minutemen. We have Enrique for Vindicators. Harmon for Wildlings, and Roland for Watchers. All of them are pretty strong, but my favorite would be Enrique and Bolton. I was using Roland for the longest time, but I have put him in my second line now. Then we have support. In Minutemen, you have Alyssa. So supports go in the second spot at the front. I don't like her. I didn't even use her in Season 0. Then we have Coleman. He's a DM hero, but because some people didn't have tanks, so they used him in the second spot with Bolton or Roland. Vindicators, there's no one there. Wildlings, you have Jessie. She is a healer. She's a good healer. A lot of people use her. Season 0, Season 1. We have Irma. I wouldn't use her past Season 0, and it's only if you don't have any better options. Lun is a great option as a secondary tank in the front. Park Ji-mi, mostly used for gathering, but Season 0, you can use her, again, if you don't have any other hero, like a better option. Suzuki Ren, I actually love her because she gives you damage, plus she's a great support. So kind of like she works like an off-tank. Off-tank is a damager that you put in the second spot in the front. So again, you would have to test it out as well and see what works best for you depending on what heroes you have. Be mindful of the skills. So you have 4 skill heroes and 5 skill heroes. You should prefer 5 skill heroes. I'm gonna empty out my truck, so I'm gonna show you some lineups here. Just like different combinations so you get an idea. Faction bonus, I'm gonna talk about that as well because that's super important. There is a policy card where you don't need a faction bonus, but let me get into that. Now, here I have Roland, Bolton, Benson, I've put Kelly, and Laurel. So, a combination of Minutemen and Watchers. If you go to Explore, when it opens up, Challenge, and at the top left side of your screen, you'll see that circle thingy. It's gonna tell you how faction bonus works. So if you have 3 heroes of the same faction, you get 10% 10% tag attack, weapon attack, and HP. If you have 3 plus 2, means let's say 3 Watchers and 2 Minutemen, you get the next one, and then you have 4 plus 1 combo and all 5. I would not recommend building a full 5 hero, like let's say all Watchers. It takes forever and you're gonna miss out on better heroes, better quality heroes that may belong to another faction. So that's never really a good idea. As for lineups, well, I'm just showing you a few examples, so I'm gonna switch that out. Put Jessie. Jessie's a healer. She can go in the front row. But again, the faction bonus wasn't there except for the 3 plus 1 plus 1, so that was different. Yeah, Suzuki Ren, now you have all Watchers except Benson, so that's 4 plus 1. So that's actually gives you a pretty good buff. Now I'm just gonna remove everything. I'm gonna show you a different kind of lineup. So you have Harmon, you have Marlon. She is a damager, but we're gonna use her as off tank. So that's 2 from Wylings. Let me put Kelly. Obviously, Kelly's good. Laurel's good. Put Kin. Yeah, so that's your 3 plus 2, because you have 3 Wylings and 2 Watchers. So that also gives you a buff. And yeah, you can play around from the heroes that I've mentioned. Just make sure you do have the faction bonus. It truly adds on. Like you'll see, you will be able to beat people who don't have the faction bonus, and a lot of people make that mistake. So, Quinn, I would use her. Well, I personally haven't used her in my main line, but definitely for mutated zombies because she gives you memo coins. It's also easy to build her up. Her weapon and just generally. So Enrique, Lon, I'm just showing you different combinations. So yeah, you can like try and test it out. It would highly depend on what heroes you're pulling. Betty, like I said, you can use her in Season 0 on your main line. So, although technically only she's a 4-skill hero, so with Betty, only 3 of her skills are being in use. The last one is for DM, your Destructive Might skill. Koba is also a damager, but I'm using her as off tank in that particular lineup. So quickly, I want to show you skills, right? The medal investments. So for elite heroes like Laurel, you have the purple medals. So let's say in your back row, your damagers, you have Laurel, Kelly, and Benson. Now, they all have 5 skills, but you don't need to max out every single skill initially. Only because you want to divide the medals, right? Because you don't want your Laurel to be all maxed out, but the rest have 0 medals. That's gonna put you in a bad spot. So focus on the first skill and either the 4th or the 5th, depending on which one buffs up the primary skill of the hero. And please do not waste medals on useless heroes, because you'll need these medals for Solaris, you'll need these medals for other heroes even later down the road. So I would highly recommend saving any extra medals you have. And you'll obviously have time to max out all skills, but when you're starting out, just be careful. And hopefully that was helpful. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.